And tonight our matchup, we'll see the Atlanta Hawks going up against the Los Angeles Lakers. I'm Kevin Harlan along with Greg Anthony and Brent Barry, our terrific analysts, and David Aldridge is our sideline reporter. DA, it's all yours.
Well, LeBron James is closing in on the top 3 all-time list in scoring. LeBron said it's an honor, but he added, scoring has never been on my list.
He can impact the game in so many ways. DA, thank you. Here are the starters for Los Angeles. LeBron James is out there with Chamberlain. And there's Bryant. Then it's Johnson. And it's Shaq in at center. And for the Hawks, Drexler is out there with Chris Paul. Then it's Olajuwon. Then there's Dominique Wilkins. And it's Mutombo in at the 5. The starting gate, opening night in the NBA, Brent. What are you most looking forward to?
I just like to see who it is that, in terms of their competitive spirit right now, is coming out of training camp hungry. Let's see in the next couple weeks which team jumps out and which coaching staffs have done a great job preparing their team coming out of camp. Now, we know that teams can't fall off, Kevin. The talent will catch up. Other veteran teams may get themselves back into a rhythm. But coming out of training camp, how much more together are teams and teams that have made changes? What are they playing like now?
What's their chemistry?
Exactly. Let's find out how they're going to play this year.
It's Wilkins. What a jam!
You knew something good was coming, Kevin, right?
How about the high-flying acrobatics by Wilkins on that? Yeah, they call him the human highlight film.
The Hawks shooting their first free throw of the night here.
And a season ago, they hit about 75% of their free throws.
That free throw good from Wilkins.
And you look at Wilkins, everybody talks about the spectacular athleticism, but in some ways, I think he's just underrated as a basketball player. Just does so many things well for his team.
Paul against Johnson. The shot by Paul, no good.
That's pretty much the only way to keep him from taking advantage of you down low. You got to play tough, physical defense.
Now here's Kobe. Back to Chamberlain. Over Paul. Kicks it out to Johnson. Pass to LeBron. Just 2 to shoot. Rebound by the Hawks. Last time they faced off, it was right here at home where they couldn't get it done.
Yeah, and looking back at their last game against this club, they were badly out-rebounded. A nice, strong finish on the inside.
But Greg, that's what he does. He's got the dunker mentality. Here is Bryant after the basket by Atlanta. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up.
No question, he got bumped on that shot.
Lakers shooting their first free throws of the game on this trip to the line.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And he makes the first. And he makes both free throws.
And at the line, it's all about consistency with him. His routine, his stroke, it never wavers.
Here's Paul. Good D by Johnson.
Well, the D's so tight on him, it makes him alter his shot. And an easy chance turns into a tough one because the defense is swarming.
And the bright lights of L.A., perhaps too much for some players. You know what, Greg? Not for LeBron James.
This guy thrives in the spotlight. The Lakers crafting a roster to satisfy his championship ambitions. Off the court, the City of Angels perfect for maximizing his business aspirations.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
First free throw is good. And the GOAT conversation. LeBron has said his motivation is to surpass Michael Jordan as the greatest of all time. Greg, what do you think he needs to do to bolster his case?
I think for the naysayers, the obvious answer is more rings. You look at the other numbers, including those 8 consecutive finals appearances, LeBron is in the discussion.
And both free throws good for LeBron.
It's the all-around game of LeBron James. Dominant scorer, great rebounder, incredible passer, and an intense defender when he wants to be.
And the pressure he put on that shot forced the miscue.
Those are all the little things about effort there. He just gets out there and contests, and that's just enough.
And how about the reach of O'Neal there? A huge target for his teammates on these alley-oops.
Here's Paul following the basket by Shaquille O'Neal. It's Wilkins on the wing. Drexler outside. The Hawks again can't hit. Lakers leading by 3. Here's Johnson. The putback. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
That is really good work there on the offensive glass.
Paul kicks to Wilkins. Pass to Yao. Back to Wilkins. And Wilkins with the stuff.
And he just possesses that ability to wow the crowd every time he steps on the hardwood. They don't call him the human highlight for nothing.
Now here's James. We saw him with 29 points last game. Inside, here's O'Neal. Passes to Chamberlain. That shot, no good. Good D by Elijah. It's Wilkins with the drive. You know, Brett, we know guys love really jawing at each other. What was your criteria for issuing a double technical for trash talk?
Yeah, in today's game, it's kind of like it could be a whisper
Right.
or a wink, you know, the way that they look
both
at it.
sides, doesn't it?
And they just try to curtail anything that could escalate, Kevin. That's really what the referees are doing. As soon as they see some kind of body movement or see guys starting that way, they want to cut it off before anything else happens. So the criteria is a little bit confusing. Sometimes I like to see them getting after it a little bit.
A platoon swap here for the Lakers. He hits the second from the line. And here in the first quarter, with a little over 3.5 minutes played, outside Baylor, Latrey hits it from three-point range.
And so in control of the game. West keeping the defense off balance with that pass.
Murphy passes to Yao, kicks it to Murphy, launches a 3, 1 up, 1 down, 2 points with his first shot this game.
Both teams running perimeter-oriented plays that are working.
Well, both of them looking towards the three-point line. And I like to see that, especially when the results are made buckets.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
They get a hand on it. Here's Wilkins. That doesn't go on the chance to tie.
Well, with his touch from mid-range, Kevin, that's almost always good. That won't shake his confidence.
Yao with the block.
And you have to appreciate the reach of Ming. Superb at putting himself in a good position there to block the shot. And something we don't see nearly as much as we used to, the finger roll.
Here's Robertson. Atlanta with the rebound.
The defense is tough as it comes right there. He's a hard man to deny when he gets the ball to the rim.
West outside. Five on the clock. Feeds to Cousins. Over Murphy. And it's Cousins. That time on the assist from West.
Now, what a great option he gives them on every possession.
Murphy against West. And Murphy kicks to Yao. Here's Malone. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
And Malone, a high percentage scorer when he gets it in deep. Once he's got the defense on his back, the game becomes easy with his ability to score.
West outside, Cousins, and then Cousins with the dunk.
can't talk enough about the subtleties in that setup right there. The assist, really the key to that entire sequence.
Here's Murphy. He hits the back iron and sinks the shot. Murphy's got 7 points. And we'll be back with you shortly. LeBron James is the all-time leader in playoff field goals made, and he had this to say about his ability.
I always feel like I got it. I always feel like I got it in the clutch, no matter what's going on throughout the course of a game. Even when you're struggling at times or you're not shooting the ball particularly well, I just feel like it's going in.
And you know, Greg, that's the type of confidence you got to have.
The words of a leader. James has proven time and time again that he's dangerous in late game situations.
And getting going again here in the second quarter. Fairly close game so far. And when you consider how Atlanta is doing, your thoughts?
Well, going to the bench early, they obviously knew what they were doing.
They're looking for a spark here, and the coach tapped the right guys to get out there and provide it.
So on the floor for the Lakers to start this second quarter, we've got Baylor. Robertson is out there with West. Then there's DeMarcus Cousins. And it's Abdul-Jabbar in at the 4. Los Angeles shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game.
Shooting 2.
Free throw good, West.
And you look at all the things this man brings to the game. The focus, the resolve, a winner's mindset. I mean, there's a reason why they call him the logo.
Olajuwon's checked in for Atlanta. And both free throws good for West. Player development, not just a coach's job, Brent, something you're active in right now. And you know, there are some players who are playing career, who are terrific mentors and teachers on teams.
There's no doubt about it that there are guys. I think about first what Vince Carter has provided to the teams he's been around in the past couple seasons. Zach Randolph, to some degree, was doing that as he moved from Memphis to Sacramento. But there are guys who are still players and that are on the floor contributing and doing big things like Chris Paul and Mike Conley that are such huge attributes to an organization when they start to introduce the changeover in their roster or the next phase of their team. You got to give a lot of kudos and appreciate the fact that players who've been that great for that long accept and willingly accept, Kevin, the role of teaching young guys and paying it forward.
And role players that have been like Calderon and Haslam, who have not been stars, but have been important parts of their organization.
Also, tremendous examples of what it means to be a professional day in and day out. If your responsibilities aren't as great as the top 4 or 5 players, there's still things you can do to make your team better on a daily basis. Those are 2 great names, Greg.
And the Lakers decide to take their first time out here.
And coming from a background with player development for head coach Lloyd Pierce.
Well, I think he's great at just being a cheerleader and a confidence builder for this young team. I believe that to be a good fit here in Atlanta. He brings a great hands-on approach, and very, very important for him to think about player development as these young guys grow together.
And it's a completely new group for Los Angeles. Guys, a potent offense right now.
You know what, guys, and they're playing with a certain amount of assuredness in their game. That type of confidence is what leads teams to having success.
Lakers trail by 5. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Kobe kicks to LeBron. O'Neal with it. The Lakers need to get a shot off here. It's a halt for run, and again, the Lakers no good. Atlanta leading by 5. Holden with it. He's picked up by LeBron, and Harden with the stuff.
Yeah, just constantly attacking the paint. Harden does not settle.
Johnson surveying the floor. Wide open shot is on the money. Johnson's got his second basket. And so it's Paul bringing it up for Atlanta. Following this one, they get to host the Cavaliers. That will complete this four-game homestand. Bryant against Harden, and he gets contact and the whistle on the shot. 2 shots coming up. And the foul called on Los Angeles.
And really, on top of all else Harden does for you at this end, he's a tremendous free throw shooter, around 85% for his career. Clutch.
And that one misses. Yao, he's checked in for the Hawks. And the second free throw, good. Here in the second quarter, about 3 minutes played. Johnson with the bounce pass. Left side, Bryant. Over Harden. It will go down, and the Hawks lead is cut down to just 4 points with a bucket from Kobe.
Mid-range, plenty of room for that release. He's going to take those all day long.
Here's Harden. Rebounded by the Lakers. O'Neal's got his 5th rebound in this one. On the wing, Johnson. And there's a whistle. That's going to go on James Harden. That is his first foul of the game. The Hawks making a switch here. Wilkins is checked in. And here in the second quarter of action as we approach 4 minutes played. And Shaq with the slam.
And the insane peripheral vision there. If anyone's open, even for an instant, Magic's gonna find you.
That's a 2 from Paul. Unable to get that one. And it's the Lakers the other way. James, the pass to Johnson. Puts up a 3. Rebound by Yao. For Atlanta, they've gone 4 of 7 from the field in this second quarter so far. Wilkins against Kobe. Kobe with the steal. Here's Johnson. It's good. This game is all even. Johnson's got 4 points now in the quarter.
And throughout the history of our league, few athletes are truly unique enough to change the way the sport is played, and Magic falls into that category. I mean, even from over here, you can see that one pretty clearly.
For Atlanta, they have made 3 of their first 5 foul shots tonight. The first free throw is good.
With such leadership that Chris Paul brings every night to the floor, it commands your respect and the opponent's respect, and it's making everyone around him better right now.
He hits one and misses one, each at the line. Los Angeles has gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. And they take the lead. And the Lakers lead by 1.
Yeah, 3 consecutive field goals have come right at the rim. The D had better start buckling down.
And there's the pass to Yao. Now here's Mutombo. Here's Wilkins. That shot is off. Good work defensively by Baylor. He dishes it to West. Pass to Robertson from past the arc. Doesn't go that time. And it's the Hawks taking it the other way. It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game time. Here's Wilkins. Oh, and the dunk by Wilkins. Several lead changes going on here in the early portion of this game.
It reminds me of that cameo song, Back and Forth.
And there's the whistle on the shot. Took the foul, shot misses. He'll be shooting 2.
Yeah, the defender all over it.
The Lakers have been excellent at the free throw line here today, a flawless 6 for 6.
And looking at last season's numbers, down below 70% as a team from the line.
First one falls for him. That one falls, so he hits both of them.
Yeah, take your time. You don't give them another possession.
And hopefully that's what they'll do here. It's what most teams try to execute at this time in the game.
From deep. And the last second attempt doesn't fall. And that'll do it for the first half. A competitive game so far. Lakers ahead as they end the second quarter on a 12-4 run. 2K Sports back in a moment here in Atlanta.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here with Shaq and Kenny, and a favorite time of the year as we're halfway through one of the first games of this fresh NBA season. A competitive matchup for the Lakers in the first quarter. Nothing seemed to give way on either side of the scoring column as they wrapped up the period all knotted up. If you look at the second quarter scoring, they had a small edge. They really hung tough as we got close to halftime. And let's get your thoughts, Kenny, on the Lakers.
Defensively, they did a great job of contesting shots and making things difficult. They faced several attempted runs, and they came up with key stops. It was punch, counter punch there for a while, and it's close, but the fight is going on.
And Shaq, what'd you see from Atlanta?
The thing I like was how they were making a conscious effort to work the ball inside. They should do the same in the second half. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Whether running the offense through the post, driving it, doesn't matter. Get to the rim, and the rest will take care of itself.
And that'll do it for us. The third quarter about to begin with Kevin Harlan standing by. We'll catch you on the flip side, my brother.
And after a fairly even first couple of quarters, the second half could turn out to be a great one as both teams try to gain an edge. The Lakers in the lead. Well, we've got a moment. Let's set the floor. Brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up for the second half. On the court for Atlanta, they've got Chris Paul. Moses Malone out there with Elijah. Then there's Drexler, and it's Wilkins in at the 3 spot. Paul passes to Elijah. The 3 nailed from three-point land. And the Hawks lead by 2.
Once Paul makes up his mind, he does not hesitate on that play and is developing his three-point game later in his career.
Kicks it out to Johnson. Trains the three-pointer. Johnson's got 9 points.
This looks like he's got more feel tonight, like he's really got a good grip on that ball as he's letting it go.
Pass to Wilkins. Drexler outside. Just 5 to shoot. Here's the teardrop. The Hawks need to get off a shot here. A nice shot by Elijah.
Well, they're trying to take command of this game, but it's been competitive so far.
Yeah, everybody trying to get away from one another, and the threads are keeping them close. This has been highly competitive.
And taken away by Paul. Down low, here's Drexler, and the dunk by Drexler.
Chris Paul at his best right there on that kind of play. A legendary distributor who spots the open man.
Paul against Johnson. Makes the bucket. Now he's got 5 field goals, 5 for 8 in the game.
Well, if you're giving up that much height, the only thing that you can do as a defender is to foul him.
And Atlanta calls their first time out of the game.
And Kevin, he saw his guys just a little sluggish out there. Oftentimes a timeout like this allows you to kind of just reset.
James Harden, who's checked in for Wilkins. While there's a break in the action, let's take a look at the players who had the most steals in the league last season. James Harden is second, Chris Paul fourth.
And with all the steals these two came away with, they probably put a thought in the back of every opponent's head, and it wasn't a very good thought.
Drexler, no good.
Yeah, just the first miss of the half there. They have to be happy. 3 of 4 to start it off.
LeBron kicks to Kobe. Dishes it to Johnson. To the inside. Outside for Kobe. Just 4 to shoot. From 18 feet away. He can't hit that time. And it's the Hawks taking it the other way. Here's Harden. And Harden with the stop.
And I just love how aggressive Harden is inside. When he's deep like that, he is ready to finish with authority.
Timeout called the Lakers. Jumbo is checked in for Atlanta.
A moment now to see the numbers for Chris Paul. Last season, he played outstanding. Averaged 15 points a game, 8 assists, and 4 rebounds. And you look at the numbers he's been putting up, fantastic scoring production from him.
Yeah, hard to ask for anything more at this point. He's really stepped up, and he's really delivered.
Here's Drexler. Rebounded by Wilt Chamberlain. Chamberlain got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Very pretty alley-oop layup.
What vision by LeBron, always willing to give up the ball. They're just hitting a wide-open teammate.
Paul against Johnson. Sweet little floater. 6 points for Chris Paul.
Always fun to look at. Not tremendously efficient, but the floater, boy, those sure are pretty.
Johnson for 3. Mutombo grabs the board. Mutombo's got 4 rebounds in this game. Drexler kicks to Mutombo. Harden surveying the D. Drexler outside. Over in the corner, Paul. High, arcing shot. He gets it in there. And it's a 5-point Hawks lead.
Love the deft touch from Chris Paul on the floater there. His timing on those shots, sublime.
A floater, and it's sent back by Mutombo. Drexler drives in over LeBron. It's hauled in by Los Angeles.
Is it getting cold in here, Kevin? This is a tough one. Crucial that he starts to work a little harder for a higher percentage shot.
And the ferocity on display defensively here from Mutombo. Just an incredible shot block.
The Hawks making a switch here. McGrady's checked in. And then for the Lakers, DeMarcus Cousins is checked in for Shaq. Baylor comes in for LeBron. And West subs in for Magic Johnson. Hawks on D, leading by 5. West outside. Just 5 on the clock. The 3 from Bryant. That falls. Nice feed that time from Jerry West. Bryant's got 7 points.
Their 3-point percentage has taken a big leap here in this second half.
Drexler against Baylor. And it's Drexler missing.
They've been able to have some team success in this game despite what's been an awful shooting night for them.
No good from Cousins.
How about the timing he shows there to challenge that shot?
Yeah, not easy to do there, and that's a guy that you can tell takes every possession defensively very seriously.
2 for 1, probably the way to go.
Don't want to rush it, but you don't want to take too much time here.
Passes it to Kobe. The shot from 20 feet away, and he nails the jumper. Bryant's got 5 points now this quarter. Atlanta's gone 3 of 5 from beyond the arc so far tonight. McGrady against Baylor, and that one's good. McGrady. And the Hawks lead by 4.
Nothing better than a hustle play like that. It gets the whole team amped up, sets the example for everyone.
Poked away. Out of bounds, Atlanta takes possession. So here's Murphy. It could go, and no luck with that time on the buzzer beater. And as we end the third quarter, a great game. Both teams playing well. It's Atlanta up by 4. And we're coming back in just a moment. Get ready for the fourth quarter of action when we return. And it's time to bring up the State Farm assist of the game.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Well, a great job with the eyes. And what separates great playmakers, as we know, Greg, is peripheral vision.
Well, what a terrific game it's been so far, with this fourth quarter sure to bring more pressure-packed basketball. And on the court for the Lakers to start the fourth. They've got Abdul-Jabbar. West is out there with Robertson. Then it's Baylor, and it's Cousins in at the center position. West dishes to Robertson. The pass to Abdul-Jabbar. He kicks it to West. 6 to shoot. Over Murphy. Rebound by Yao Ming. The Hawks leading by 4. McGrady outside. Here's Mutombo, and it's to Kembe with the jam.
Yeah, and you got to respect the size McGrady has. Easily seen over the defense there to spot the open man.
Robertson with it. Wilkins picks him up. Robertson, good.
And that's about the worst defense I can imagine a team playing coming down the stretch.
Well, I hope there's one player on that team out there that has interest in winning this game. Right now, it doesn't look to be one.
Count it, good. And the Hawks lead by 6.
There's just so much Murphy can do with the ball in his hands. He can score himself when he has to, but finding an open teammate like that is always his first priority.
It's stolen by McGrady. To the paint, West with the steal. And it's the Lakers on the break. All alone, and Oscar Robertson with the slam.
Gotta take care of the ball. They'll punish you if you're that careless.
That's right, and that's severe punishment right there.
And how about the sequence in its entirety? Momentum swing, and you love the effort here.
Atlanta calls timeout. And with the fourth quarter push coming up here, the coach going over the game plan, and these players rehydrating themselves with Gatorade, recharging their bodies, refocusing their minds, and getting that strategy down to close out the game. Malone's checked in for Yao. And then for Los Angeles, Shaq's checked in for Cousins. LeBron comes in for Baylor, and it's Johnson in for West. And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Hey guys, Lloyd Pierce talked with his team during that last time out. He said, I love how we're shooting the basketball. You guys have been locked in from 3. Just keep taking makeable shots. If you don't have it, pass it to the guy who does. Kevin?
Okay, David, much appreciated.
Making the most of the screen, that's how it's done.
And it's in the perfect spot, Greg. Frees him up to get all the way to the bucket.
Really not enough help there. Lack of communication on the backside.
Pulls up. And that one goes long. Lakers trail by 6. Tipped away. Shaq passes to LeBron. McGrady against Robertson. Back to LeBron. Fires for 3. And again, it's the Lakers from deep.
Like seeing LeBron go straight up with that shot. The catch and release almost instantaneous that time.
Chamberlain's checked in for Los Angeles. Atlanta leading by 3. Got a piece of it. And the ball's tied up, so we'll have a jump ball. And Atlanta has possession. Now here's Paul. Left side Wilkins. 4 on the clock. Kicks to Mutombo. For 3. Rebound the Lakers. Here's Robertson. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. And it's now only a 1-point Hawks lead.
In the painted area, it's where Robertson can destroy you. He's just too strong and too skilled.
Paul with the 3. They get it back. It's blocked by Shaq. Johnson dishes to Robertson. That's good, and it's Johnson with the assist. And the Lakers lead by 1. Boy, right down to the wire here. Still anyone's ball game.
Yeah, and after all the energy both sides have expended, both teams still hungry for the win.
Pass to Paul. Let's go. And that time, also a missed shot. And so it's Johnson who brings the ball up for the Los Angeles Lakers. So far in the 4th quarter, they've allowed just 6 points.
And really one of the best at working kind of that in-between area. He's got that high release point on his jumper, which makes it unblockable.
Time call here. The Hawks decide to talk it over. They're trailing by 3. 1:53 left in the 4th quarter of this one. And now let's present our Jordan Player of the Game, Magic Johnson.
And I love that it's been a hard-charging performance. Jump shots have been kind of an afterthought. His main goal has been to attack the rim and put the D in some tough spots and also finishing strong.
The Lakers making a switch here. Lions checked in. Here's the Lakers with the ball. They're on a 13-4 run. And the dunk by O'Neal.
He is just always a step ahead of the defense. Magic runs this offense with absolute precision.
1:27 left in the 4th quarter. Here's Drexler. Shaq with some nice D.
There's a little bit of pressure on him, but not enough to cause him to miss a shot that's in that close.
Here's Johnson. He doesn't hit that one. And Atlanta will come the other way. Wilkins passes to Drexler. No good off the back of the rim.
And it's another just bad decision on a night full of those. His shot selection tonight has been questionable at best.
Ryan against Wilkins. Top of the key. Rebounded by Dikembe Mutombo. It's Wilkins on the wing. Pass to Mutombo. Drexler outside. Looking to get back on track here. Here's Wilkins. Offensive rebound. It drops.
Such a graceful player. Hakeem is light off the ground there for that rebound, and then the skill to send that one home.
And they commit an intentional foul. We'll see another one of those so they can get into the penalty.
Yeah, you can't let them hold the ball and just milk those last seconds away.
And he commits the intentional foul. Free throw is good, and that gives them a 4-point cushion. And so he drops them both. It's a 5-point game.
Two-possession game now. I mean, those were really important foul shots.
Atlanta calls timeout. They trail by 5. 17 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. What's your take, guys?
Score, then hope for some missed free throws or a turnover at the other end.
Yeah, this won't be easy, so a little bit of luck will go a long way for them to get back in.
A three from Drexler. It counts! And he has brought them to within 2 points.
That is world class.
Love seeing that there. A huge possession, and he nets it.
And they stop the clock as soon as they can with the intentional foul. He drops the first one, and that makes it a 3-point lead. Both free throws here. So now it's a 4-point ball game. And here is Paul. From downtown, Johnson with the block. The 3-ball. It falls. And that shot brings them to within just 1.
Yeah, and do you see Chris Paul sweating right now, Kevin? I don't.
Los Angeles calls timeout. They lead by 1. 1 second left to play in the final quarter. So it's the Lakers who come out on top here. They break the hearts of every fan in the building with a dramatic late victory.
And Kevin, this is the kind of win.